Tell us about the Gold.
The Gold is written sort of with a dueling narrative about a woman in lead in the 30s, and she's talking to her husband about going down into this gold mine every day, and as he's going down, the conditions down there were so bad, and all these guys would go down and they're working and providing for their family, but they're also dying because there's no air, and they're literally just around all this, contaminated environment, and a contaminated environment. So she's basically pleading with him, like, what are we going to do here? And a lot of that had some resonating and similar feelings to how it feels to go out on tour and to kind of beat your body and mind and soul up when I was leaving my family and going to provide for them, but also, having to live a really weird, not normal lifestyle. Right.
That rock and roll lifestyle is not as toxic
as being in a mine. Yeah, right, I don't know. Probably not my rock and roll lifestyle, because that doesn't really exist.
And one of the first times you performed that song on stage, crowd was singing along the chorus.
Yeah, that was relieving.
Darn cool, huh?
Yeah, very, very cool. We were a little worried. We made the bold decision to just open our set with 4 new songs, and we were like, well, they're either gonna know it or they aren't, and they did. Which was great. Yeah.
Especially since this record is a departure sonically from Cope, which was a shredder and rocked. A lot of your other records really rocked.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the earlier days when you started touring with Brand New, and getting in that emo scene, and what's that other Me Without You, another band like that.
Yeah.
Was it a challenge to get accepted by the emo audiences?
We've always just tried to play with bands that we think are cool and never play with bands that we don't think are cool. That's been a big one. But also try and never give too much of ourselves to one particular scene. So in the same year that we would tour with Brand New and Me Without You, we'd go tour with Kings of Leon and Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. Right. And it was about finding that balance for us, because I don't feel like we've ever really fit in any particular place sonically, and we don't want to. We want to continue to push and do things that aren't expected.
Right.
So no, I don't really. For us, it was just about going out and playing our hearts out, and hopefully the crowds were responding to it. And it didn't really matter to us much what the bands thought about it that we were touring with. It mattered more of what the fans thought about it.
Was there one performance or gig in mind that stands out that clicked? They accept us. These emo kids like us.
I don't think there's ever been a moment in our career where something has felt like it's clicked. I think it's always just kind of been doing that for the past decade plus, trying to continue.
Yeah. I do think that you bring up that Me Without You tour, that was after we'd done some touring in the States, some of our first national tours, and I remember when fans were singing along, even if it was 20 or 30 people, it felt like, okay, this might be starting to work.
Like they're singing Wolves at Night.
That's what they were singing. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Have you seen my band? I might have been one of those people.
Wow. I'm not sure if that's...
That's where I saw you. And that's where you met Kevin Devine and your side project, your great side project, Bad Books.
Thank you, yeah.
Any plans for Bad Books in 2018?
Yes, there are.
Enough said.